welcome to the show. You're here with me, Amaya, on the beginning of a brand new week. It's Monday morning, and of course last week people had a bit of a holiday last week because of the Vesak Poya festival that happened as well, and I'm sure that all of you were able to share the blessings of the festival with your friends and your family as well, and also to enjoy the sights around Colombo. But it's back to another week of work and school, and I'm sure that all of you have many plans for the week ahead as well. So to start off your week, we have with us a very special guest on the show this morning, and she's a very bubbly person to have on set, a fashion designer by profession, and she's here to share her story with us on Good Morning Sri Lanka. Upeksha Heger. Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
It's really great to have you on the show, of course. Now, a fashion designer here in Colombo. Now, there are so many people who have the dream of being a designer. There are very few who have gone the distance and have really converted that into maybe their own brand and, becoming a presence here in the Colombo fashion scene. And you're one of the people who have done that, Upeksha. So when did you realize that you wanted to become a fashion designer as a profession?
Gosh, I don't know if I can really pinpoint a day or a time, but I guess I always enjoyed doing something in the visual arts, and I did some theater when I was in the US, and then I studied theater and some fashion design, and came to Sri Lanka in 2007 and started a little label called You by Upeksha, and here I am. And for people that want to be designers, how it worked out was I just did it. I just picked some fabric, I created a collection, and I took it to a shop, and they liked it and they bought more, and it just kind of went like that.
Wow.
So I would just say, just do it, just that first initial step of just wanting to. You always think, I think of so many things I want to do, but I never quite do. But this is one I did, and it just kind of worked out.
And it turned out very well.
Yeah.
Now, how would you describe your style, the sort of aesthetic that you go for in all of your designs?
In what I do,
When it comes
I like
to
classic. I mean, I feel classics, they stand the test of time because there's a functional and aesthetic balance that works, and through time it worked for many. So I kind of go with that. So in music or art or anything, I kind of go for that, but with maybe a whimsical surprise element. So
wow. All right. So when something inspires you, when you want to create a piece out of that, how long does it take for you to design it in your mind and then put it down on paper and then finally go to the final product?
If I'm thinking of a new silhouette or something like that, it would take me some time. I would think in my head, how would I construct it? When I go to sleep, if I can't sleep, I'd be thinking about it for hours, how to construct a shape, a three-dimensional shape. But once I start using that, whatever the new thing that I learned to apply, then it just kind of comes easily. So with that, I can do this and this, and it just comes flooding. So to actually design, construct, and make a dress a day, I like to,
that's working very fast.
Yeah, an average dress, not a wedding dress, of course, but an normal dress to cut and make, and I have an amazing dressmaker, so together we make.
That's the secret weapon, isn't it?
That is my secret weapon. And Nirosha, I tell you, I put an ad in the newspaper, and she came, the first person who came, and we've been working together for 6 years, and not a single day of disconnect. So it's just a perfect little
team there. Yes. But now, when it comes to fabrics, what are the in fabrics right now? If anyone's watching the show and they want to know, what are the fabrics and designs that are really hot right now during this season, what would you say are the best to go for?
I check out some, but I'm not really well versed in it. But I think the sheers are in. I see a lot of lace being used, lace trimming in the recent collections, and I guess it's winter fall 2014 that's out now, so it's a lot of like muted tones in those recent ones, but I think the sheers and laces I've noticed, so
sheer is something that's very in now, isn't it? I see it a lot in many of the people.
The whole year, I think. Yes. And it's beautiful.
It definitely, and very feminine as well.
Very.
And when you speak about the designers who inspire, let's talk about international designers whose style you really like and that inspire you in turn as well.
So many, but like some that I kind of go to really check out every season is like I like Alberta Ferretti. She has her own collection, and she has a collection called Philosophy. They're so beautiful. It's very Italian, very floral and feminine. I love it. And I also like I like the the American designers, CK and Calvin Klein, Donna Karan, very simple, clean lines.
Of course.
I also like Chanel. I like,
the classical sort of designers
exactly,
as well, that goes there. But when it comes to a quality article of clothing, how can you really tell whether this piece of clothing is well made, and what are the sort of markers that you should look out for? Even if you are doing some shopping, some retail therapy in the weekends, what should you look out for?
Well, it depends, right? If the price is right and if the fit is right, I'd say you can just buy something that it's whimsical, you can put it on and feel better. But if you're paying money, you want to make sure that it has longevity, it's something in design as well as make something that can stand the test of time. So purchase something that is made well, and it's a design that
looks good on you.
Yeah, it looks more than anything. I think you have to happily live in it. Yeah,
yes. Because sometimes if something might be trendy and something might be in at the moment, but if it doesn't flatter you, it's not really going to work, is it?
Yeah. Fit before fashion, for me, because I feel even if it's a simple something, if it fits well, I feel I wear it happily, and I am me, and I'm not conscious of it. It's just
beautiful.
In that context, you're happy, Yeah.
And on that note, when your clients come to you, what is the most important thing to you as a designer when it comes to how you deal with your clients?
I think basically that they would have a piece of like something that I did in their closet and become part of their life, and I just kind of want them to see that and be happy when they see it. To be happy with that purchase, wearing it, just knowing that they made it the right choice in having made that. But when I make that decision, I work with them, I give them options, almost kind of like I used to work in theater. So when you work in theater, there's a story, and there's like a few artists with their own respective, whatever, lighting, stage, all these people, and they have a vision of how that story should be told. And in a way, in the beginning, it's a little nerve-wracking. You wonder, are you going to all have the same? But something happens where after a while you feel like it's exactly what I would want in sound. It's exactly something works out. It's outside of yourself. Yeah, it's like a thing. And even with the client, it kind of happens like that. You just start to throw ideas out there, and what they like and what you can suggest, and some tips on how it works on the human figure, and it just comes to that. So I think they feel a bit more invested in the piece, so they like it more maybe.
Definitely. So it is really a collaboration between you and the client.
It is. I can't say to an adult who's spending money, wear this, right? It has to be, because they're coming to me too, it's not a rack. So
very true. But then on the other hand, you do have collections of your own that you come up with for the fashion shows that happen here in Colombo as well. So let's speak about that. How do you prepare for something like a fashion show that's coming up?
It's so exciting. I'm working on like one for Colombo Fashion Week, working with the local craft council. Using local craftsmen, we are designing a collection that's going to be, I think, in a nice, interesting venue. I'm not sure it's been outed yet.
Let's not give out too many
Yes.
details before we
And then
should.
of course the resort wear collection. So I'm working on 2 for sure, and then I'm designing another collection for cotton collection, a different approach to things. So how do I do it? It's so exciting.
Yeah, actually, it is very exciting, and we'll speak to you more about how you prepare for these shows
Okay.
right after we give you a go for a very short break and come back. Welcome back to the show In Conversation with Upeksha Heger, a designer that's creating a lot of buzz here in the design circles in Colombo as well as Sri Lanka. But now, Upeksha, we've been speaking to you about fashion shows and getting ready for them. What's the most nerve-wracking thing for you about a fashion show?
Most nerve-wracking thing is walking on stage.
Really?
The rest of it is so much fun. Really,
So you just don't like the part where at the end of your collection, the showcase.
But it's another chance to take your models out for the final walk. So I take it. But other than that, everything about the show is such a pleasure and it's so exciting. I enjoy it so much. And it just, I generally do many mini collections through the year, but having joined Colombo Fashion Week, it really made it formal and it kind of disciplines me, and obviously it is an amazing show at the end, so it's great. I love it.
Of course, and there's a platform being created in Sri Lanka right now for so many up and coming designers to go out there to show their work. And I'm sure you, as someone who's been in the industry for the past several years, can see that change, can you?
Yeah, very much so. I think any young person that really is showing any skills in designing, I think can get through. The system has been set up to help, I think.
Definitely.
So,
but what's your favorite part about designing clothes? Is it, the final product, or is it just the part where the inspiration strikes you? What's the best feeling?
I guess all of it. It's the kind of the buzz you live in that period, that week or month or whatever. I am, because it's not over. I can do another one, a different way of telling the same kind of storyline,
Definitely.
So
But I'm sure there are also obstacles that you have to overcome when it comes to, because fashion design, again, is a matter of taste, it's a matter of opinion, I guess, and you have to cater to a particular clientele. So what are the challenges that you face when it comes to this profession?
One is sourcing fabric for me. That's my biggest thing, because I'm not a batik, or I'm not someone that has the capacity to actually treat fabric and create the exact fabric I need. I'd like to, but right now I'm kind of dependent on what fabric I can source.
Okay,
that's one. And then in terms of doing a collection for a show, you do it more conceptual. So when you put a very high something, big fluffy, you're kind of telling your clients, we'll give you a toned down version of that, but it's an idea. Think of a ruffled collar the next time or something, but I'm not. So I try to not be restricted by the clients, just kind of do it just for the exercise of this creativity. You can't do on a regular person. Yeah, exactly. But then you actually find there are wonderful arty ladies that would wear them.
Really?
So it's really fun. You do something really out there, and it ends up on someone that wears too. Yeah.
What's the craziest experience you've had so far?
In terms of a client?
Maybe pulling off one of the designs that you thought was very avant-garde on the runway, but then you find that it's valuable as well.
No, I have actually. A couple of people have bought previous finales for wedding dresses, which I didn't think quite as a fit, but